Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. As always, if you are new here, hello and welcome to Moonstone Tarot. My name is Andrea and today we have a pick an archetype reading for you. This reading is all about your true calling. Specifically, who would you be and what would you choose if you had absolutely nothing to fear? No fear of failure, no fear of judgment, no fear of instability, and no fear of being too much or not enough. This is a career-focused reading, but we're going deeper than just job titles. We're tapping into the archetype your soul naturally wants to embody in this lifetime. So take a deep breath. Let your shoulders relax and just ask yourself, if fear wasn't part of the equation, who would you become? Today we have 4 archetypes to choose from. Pile 1 is the creator. The creator is the visionary artist of reality. This archetype is here to build, design, express, and bring something original into the world. Creators are driven by inspiration and the need to translate ideas into something tangible, whether that's art, business, content, products, or experiences. So if you're drawn to this pile, your soul may crave innovation, self-expression, and the freedom to make something uniquely yours. Then we have pile 2, the leader. The leader is here to initiate, to guide, and to influence. This particular archetype doesn't just participate, they direct the energy. And leaders are meant to make decisions, take responsibility, and move others forward. This can show up in entrepreneurship, management, politics, community building, or even being a thought leader in your field. So if you're drawn to this pile, your calling may involve visibility, authority, and courageous action. Next, we have pile 3, the healer. The healer is the nurturer, the restorer, and the one who creates safety and transformation. This archetype is deeply attuned to emotional, physical, or spiritual well-being. Healers can show up as therapists, coaches, energy workers, people in medical professions, teachers, or even creatives who heal through their own work. So if you feel pulled to pile 3, then your true calling may revolve around helping others to return to wholeness. And lastly, we have pile 4, the visionary. The visionary sees what other people do not. This archetype lives slightly in the future because they're innovators. They are disruptors, and they're big picture thinkers. Visionaries are often ahead of their time and are here to challenge outdated systems and introduce new paradigms. So if this is your pile, your career may involve revolutionary ideas, new technology, philosophy, spiritual insight, or building something that changes the collective. So take a moment and look at the 4 piles. Notice which one pulls at you first. Notice where your body feels activated, calm, or curious. You can choose with your intuition, your first instinct, or even if you need to pick more than one pile that you feel called to. Timestamps are below, and I will see you all in your reading. Hello, Pile 1. If you chose the creator archetype, then these messages are for you today. I went ahead and meditated over the cards, and I selected the particular cards that I felt compelled for your reading. So let's get into it. So the first tarot card we have is the Emperor. So overall creator career energy. This is CEO creator energy. The Emperor is all about structure. He's about leadership, authority, and he's legacy building. So as a creator archetype, this isn't just someone who experiments with things casually. This is someone who wants mastery, who wants that influence and that ownership. You're not just meant to create, you're meant to lead through what you create. And this could be you eventually building a brand, your own business, your own platform, or even your own empire. And this gives you authority in your field or in your niche. This gives you strong strategic thinking. This is having natural leadership presence and the ability to organize chaos around you into something that's beneficial, something that's lucrative or profitable. And you could thrive in running your own brand or company. This is creative direction. This is entrepreneurship and, building something that's long-term rather than just freelancing. This is like founder energy, like the founder of a company, the founder of a charity or whatnot. So next we have the Page of Cups. Okay. And this is creative energy, but inner creative spirit. This is imagination. The Page of Cups is about emotional sensitivity. You could be getting intuitive downloads, and this is the ability to tell stories, a storytelling ability. This is fresh and original ideas. And this is the part of you this is the softer part of you, the one that feels and dreams and creates from the heart. And you likely may have a strong emotional intelligence. You may understand aesthetics or vibes naturally. You may channel creative ideas quickly, and you inspire others through your authenticity. And let's keep going. So then we have, I'm just going to push everything over. So then we have the Two of Cups. So this is public versus private work now. Okay, so this is collaboration and connection energy. You are not meant to create in isolation forever. Right now, it's good because you're in that building stage, but not forever. You were meant to shine, and you're probably meant to shine more in one-on-one collaborations, partnerships that can elevate you both, really. And this is like if you have an audience, whether that's online, whether it's on YouTube, if you're a creator, creating content on YouTube, if you have a channel, Instagram accounts, or if you are an actor, if you're on TV or anything, anywhere where you have an audience, a podcast host, this is your audience relationship feeling personal for you. This is an intimate feeling. So you may build a loyal community with your followers, with your subscribers, with your audience, rather than having like this big, massive fan base, this big, massive crowd that's kind of emotionally detached. You know, that's not you. This card says that your success is going to come from aligning with the right people. This is creative partnerships. This could be a mentorship. You could be mentoring someone, or they could be mentoring you. And because it is the Two of Cups, Cups is about emotions, you could have an influencing career through your romantic partnership. But this is only for some of you. This is client-based creative work. This is coaching. Again, creative collaborations. And this is co-founding something. I'm sorry, co-founding something. And, you know, you create the best when this feels close to you, when this feels intimate and emotional. And then lastly, we have the 10 of Wands. Okay. So what's blocking you? The 10 of Wands. This is burnout. This is over responsibility. This is feeling like you have to do something on your own. This is carrying the entire company, the entire business, all of your responsibilities alone. This is feeling like you have to prove something, maybe prove something to yourself. This is taking on too many projects, and this is struggling maybe to delegate these responsibilities. And because the Emperor is here, this, you know, he wants control. So you could be struggling to trust other people. This could be micromanaging your own creativity. This could be feeling like you have to earn success through exhaustion. You know, you're not meant to carry everything alone. You know, this could be that energy, like if I want something done right, I have to do it myself, and you not trusting others with certain projects, with certain tasks. So overall, this is stable long-term income through aligned partnerships. This isn't quick money. This is sustainable empire money. This could look like owning your own business, recurring income streams. This could be brand collaborations. This is having a loyal client base, a loyal audience. This is structured creative career for you. And I think with the 10 of Wands here, though, it is kind of a warning, because if you're trying to do everything yourself, you're going to slow your own wealth from coming in. So let's look at these oracle cards that I chose for you. We have power position. So you are being promoted or called to lead. So it's time to step into your sovereignty, like the Emperor, that authority, and guide others with compassion. So this totally confirms the Emperor card. You were meant to be in charge, not dominating, but leading. There's a difference. This is you, pile one, you naturally command respect. Maybe you're currently already being seen as authoritative. Maybe you feel uncomfortable having to fit inside a box, having to shrink yourself. When you were meant to be out in the public, you were meant to lead. And you may be called to careers in public speaking, any career in a leadership role. This is owning your skills. This is owning your expertise. And this is also teaching what you create as well. So this is also spirit saying that you don't have to play small when it comes to your career. So let's get another card. We have Journey. You may move to a new place for work or travel for work. Exploring the world gives you the experience you need to succeed. So yes, a lot of you may have to or may want to expand your company, and that may take you out of state, out of country. You know, you may have to move, or maybe you just want to move to get that energy, to get that creative flow going again. You know, because a lot of places on earth, like where you feel called to, where you feel led to, need your energy. Maybe this is you building your brand, and so you do have to move overseas or to a different state for a little while. But travel will also expand your mind and, you know, grow that creativity even more. And you were meant to share it. You were meant to lead others, to activate others. But also, when it comes to journey, this could be that it's, you know, your wealth, your career, it's not overnight success. This is evolution. This is growth over time. This is building your legacy. This is skill refinement. And this is also about making mistakes, because it's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. This is about trial and error. So this archetype matures over time. Like I said before, it's not a quick fix. It's not going to be, you know, fast money. You're building a career path. You're not just chasing a moment in time. And lastly, we have Trapped. Okay. You feel stuck in your current situation, but you do have options. Look for another job while keeping the one you have for now. Yes, that's always good advice, especially in the economy right now. If you live in the States, they say it's better. However, you know, I've heard a lot of stories otherwise, but I always recommend holding on to your current job until you find another one that's best suited for you. Or maybe you want to, again, with this energy, it could be creating your own company. But this is also, you know, believing that you have to struggle. That's the trap. You know, feeling stuck in a role that's too small for you. Because you do want to travel, you do want to expand your horizons. This could be fear of stepping into power. And it could be self-doubt. Some of you may stay in jobs beneath your potential because of fear. You may delay the launching of something, again, because of fear. This is overthinking instead of acting. And this trap feeling, it's not external. It's not anything outside of you. This is all internal. This is all internal pressure that you are putting on yourself. And lastly, we have the final oracle card. Everything is an inside job. Isn't it great to know that you cannot control your world from the outside? Again, to change your world, to change your whole life, all you have to do is manage your thoughts and feelings on the inside of you, and then everything will change. And this is probably the core message of this pile, all of my creators out there. Your career will expand when you believe that you're capable of leadership, when you stop tying your self-worth to overworking and taking on all of that responsibility, when you heal that self-doubt around being seen, around being visible, and when you trust your creative voice. You know, because if you don't internally believe that you're powerful, then you'll attract exhausting collaborations that won't really be beneficial. You'll start to overgive and undersell yourself. So overall, this is someone, the creator pile, this is someone who is meant to build something meaningful. Someone who has both imagination and who can build structure. Someone who thrives in aligned partnerships and has major leadership potential. So these are all of the messages I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below and let me know if you resonated with any of these, if you are interested in a creator type career. And take care of yourselves, take care of others, and I will see you all next time. Hello, Pile 2. If you chose the leader archetype, then these messages are for you. I went ahead and I meditated over the cards and pulled the cards I felt are aligned with you, according to what Spirit wanted me to do. So let's push these aside and let's get started. So the leader archetype is someone who is meant to guide. They're meant to direct people. They're meant to be influencers and they hold authority, but not in a loud way. This is very composed. This is someone people look to when things feel chaotic, when things feel uncertain. So let's break it down. So the first tarot card we have is the Four of Swords in reverse. So this is the overall leader career energy. So this card upright equals rest. Reversed, it's saying, I can't stay quiet anymore. I need to break out. So this is someone who has been in the background for a while. Someone who has been observing things, who's been watching things. Someone who's been thinking, someone who's been planning. And this is preparing. But now it's go time. You're being activated because this pile feels restless in their current situation. There is a mental buildup happening. Ideas are circulating, and you may feel like you're done hiding in the shadows. You know, you may feel like you're done not using your voice. So this is saying that you're meant to re-enter the world stronger. You know, you may have taken a break from being seen, from being visible. And this could mean that you're a better leader after periods of quiet, after periods of reflection, to give yourself that time. You're not impulsive and you move forward with whatever career you're in after moments of clarity. So next we have the Two of Pentacles. And this represents your natural skills. So you're very adaptable. You can balance multiple jobs, multiple responsibilities, wear many hats. You can pivot quickly. So if you need to change direction on a moment's notice, especially with a project, you manage competing priorities. And you're also flexible under pressure. And as a leader, this is a huge quality. And you likely work well in very fast-paced environments where your mind is just going, and you don't really stop thinking. You can handle, again, multiple projects all going on at the same time. You think practically and strategically. And you know how to allocate time and energy. You know, you're really good at being the glue that holds things together. And next we have strength. Okay. This is actually quite perfect. This is actually quiet. This is quiet. This is quiet power. And this card represents money and lifestyle potential. So you build success through consistency. This is being persuasive, but in a quiet way. There's no need to be loud. This is building success through consistency. You're not chasing after quick wins, something that's quick and flashy. You know, you develop your inner mastery and outer stability in a very flowing, even way. This is someone who builds long-term influence, who commands respect, who attracts opportunities because of their energy. So your wealth potential increases as your self-belief increases. And so this card, when it comes to money and lifestyle potential, this is all about stepping into leadership roles. This could look like coaching or mentoring. This is positions where emotional intelligence matter. And this is influencer energy, rooted in authenticity. You know, you're very powerful without being overtly powerful. And lastly, we have the Queen of Swords. And this is public, intellectual energy. So you were meant to speak. You were meant to teach. You were meant to clarify and lead through your communication, because the Queen of Swords, she's sharp, she's perceptive. And I went to say perspective, so she has a certain perspective, and she's respected. So in a public versus private role, you thrive on being seen. You thrive on being visible in the public eye. You may be known for your insight. Your words hold authority, and people will trust your judgment. This is public speaking. This is corporate leadership. This is roles that involve strategy and methodical thinking. This is content creation rooted in truth, your truth. And, you know, publicly, you are very calm, cool, collected, composed, clear, all the C words, all the C words there. But privately, you're very sensitive. So what's blocking them? Okay. So you may want to move before you're fully aligned. You know, and this could mean mental pressure that you're bringing on yourself. And it may be like, oh, I need to do something. I can't just sit here anymore. I need to step up. I need to show up. I'm behind in XYZ, whatever it is. But this pile, the leader archetype, succeeds when you do take those strategic pauses to really think, to really watch and observe, and you process things emotionally. And you'll succeed when you get clear before acting. Okay, so let's get into some oracle cards. So we have gestures. You may be asked to help someone out, or you may need a hand. Give deserved praise to others and you will receive recognition too. Absolutely. So gestures, this is recognition through service. And this is a beautiful confirmation. So your leadership grows when you help others, when you offer that support, when you share your knowledge, and when you step up in small ways, but they're meaningful ways. And then you'll get recognition because you have integrity, because you've been consistent, because you contribute to others and to society, maybe even to humanity as a whole. You know, you don't need to make these big, elaborate, dramatic moves because it's the small aligned actions that will build your authority. And you may also be known for mentoring. You know, you may be appreciated quietly before you're appreciated publicly, but that's okay. That's normal. And you will gain recognition over time. This isn't overnight fame. This is earned respect. I think there's a quote, I don't even know if I'm doing it justice or if I'm getting it right, but it says, it takes years of work to make an overnight success or something like that. And then this is you because you have put in the work. So it won't be overnight. But the success is inevitable. And next we have harmony. It's important for you to have a quiet, peaceful work atmosphere in order for you to thrive. Working best at home or for yourself is best. Okay. I get that. So you thrive in calm, controlled environments, structured spaces. You may have teams that will respect boundaries. This is emotionally intelligent atmospheres that you need to work in. The leader archetype will struggle if there is drama around them, if there's toxic work spaces, competitiveness around them, anything that's loud. You know, you lead best when your nervous system feels safe. And finally, we have spiritual work. Doing some inner work can help you get clear before you move on. You will get insights into what work will best serve your needs. Okay. So this actually ties in strongly with the Four of Swords because you need to heal any imposter syndrome that you may have. You may need to define what your values are. You may need to clarify your vision. And you may even need to release old identities. You know, because the leadership archetype levels up. But in order to level up, it requires a lot of identity work. You know, you can't step into this Queen of Swords authority if internally you still see yourself as not ready. And last but not least, we have the Oracle card, who you really are. I am whole. I am perfect. I am strong. I am powerful. I am loving. I am harmonious. I am happy. Ooh. And so your leadership is directly tied to your identity. You are capable. You are intelligent. You are meant to guide. You are worthy of authority. You are resilient. You're composed. You are powerful. And this archetype becomes magnetic when they fully own who they are. You are already the leader. You just have to claim it. So this pile can rise into management, build a personal brand rooted in expertise. You can lead teams. You can teach, you can coach, you can consult, and you can thrive in strategic roles. And your money will come, it will increase with your confidence, with visibility, with clarity, and your wealth will grow as your identity stabilizes. So those are all the messages I have for you today, Pile 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know if you resonated with any of these messages. If you are thinking about a leadership archetype career for the future, I'd love to chat with you. Take care of yourself, take care of others, and I will see you all next time. Hello, Pile 3. If you chose the healer archetype, then these messages are for you today. I went ahead and meditated over the cards and selected the ones that I felt energy-wise are for you. So let's break it down. Let's get into it. So getting into tarot first, the first card that I selected for you is the Six of Pentacles. So the healer archetype is meant to uplift others. And this is someone whose work changes people. It's not meant to overgive. This is a balanced exchange because this is the overall healer career energy. This is reciprocal giving with the Six of Pentacles. So you are meant to support others. You are meant to be of service to others, to the world even. But you are also meant to receive. Again, reciprocal giving and taking. And this could look like coaching, being a coach, being a therapist, being a mentor. This could look like energy work, teaching, humanitarian or community-based roles. This is wellness or emotional support careers. But the key message here is with the Six of Pentacles, because it is reciprocal, you must charge appropriately because you value your energy. This is not unpaid labor. This is fair exchange. So next, when it comes to your natural skills, we have the Two of Wands. So this is more than just helping, and I use that in quotes because a lot of time healers get kind of boxed into that category, like, oh, they're just helpers, they just help. But this is you thinking big. This is seeing future possibilities. This is understanding your long-term potential. And this is you wanting to expand beyond your local environments. You may want to work globally or work online. You may feel called to expand beyond your current role. You may have entrepreneurial healer energy, starting your own health and wellness company. So this archetype is someone who can turn healing into a structured career path. Next, we have Judgment. Okay. So Judgment represents in this pile money and lifestyle potential. So this is a calling. This is a calling for you. And your success will increase when you answer that calling, when you answer what you're truly called to do. And because you weren't meant to settle. You weren't meant to settle in any other career. This is career awakening. This is public recognition for your voice, for your talents, for what you can do. This is stepping into your purpose and owning who you really are. This is reinvention that can elevate you and elevate your status. And money will flow to you when you stop ignoring your deeper calling, when you stop playing small, when you respond to your inner wake-up moment, when you respond to your awakening. This isn't small healing energy. This is transformational for you. And lastly, we have the Queen of Swords. I think pile 2 just got the Queen of Swords in the same exact position. This is public and public or private work. So this is saying that, you know, you heal through truth. You offer clarity to people in times of confusion. You cut through all of the illusions, because she's got that sword all ready to do that. She speaks directly and honestly, and she helps people see what they're avoiding. And you may have a very visible role. You could speak publicly about healing topics. You may write, teach, or consult on healing topics, on healing energies. But privately, you need to protect your energy. Always protect your energy. And boundaries are a part of your healing power as well. What could block you is underestimating your impact. You know? Are you receiving as confidently as you're giving? You may feel guilty charging more. You may feel unsure about expanding. You might stay in smaller roles when you're meant to move up. And so let's get into some oracle cards here. So first we have moving up. You are increasing your power and status. You may get a promotion or move to a better home or office. You climb the ladder of success. So this just confirms the Judgment card, because you are climbing. You may step into a higher paying role. You may gain recognition. You may be seen as an authority in your field. And you may move from student to teacher. And for the healer archetype, this is big. Because some healers, they resist that success because they associate it with ego. But I think this card is saying that power and healing are not opposites. You can rise, but yet still remain aligned. Next we have wish come true. So your wish may manifest differently than your original plan. It says your wish is being granted, but it may not come the way you expected. No worries. It's just what you need. So you could wish for a promotion in your current workplace, but instead you could get laid off, and that pushes you to start your own healing practice, which you'll earn more and which aligns better with you. You could wish for more clients, but instead you're guided to kind of tidy up or refine what your niche is. And that way you'll end up with fewer but higher paying aligned clients. Or you could wish to feel recognized. And instead of public fame, you receive like life-changing feedback from one person that shifts your whole confidence completely. So trust the divine orchestration here. The form of the wish may change, but it will be fulfilled nonetheless. And then we have looking. It's okay to look for better work. Be discreet in your search. You need to be aligned with your life purpose to be fully satisfied. And this again goes with the Two of Wands. You know, you're allowed to outgrow your environment. You're allowed to want better, to seek higher pay, to seek calmer, more conducive workspaces, to seek expansion. You know, this pile may be currently in a role that feels almost right, but it's still missing something. You might be feeling a nudge to explore something bigger. And this is just evolution, my friends. You don't think small anymore. It's okay to want bigger and better. And lastly, we have be aware of your power. Again, with the power word. Whenever you think of it, bring yourself back to the awareness of now. Do it hundreds of times each day. Remember, all of your power is in your awareness of your power. And I'm going to restate that again. All of your power is in your awareness of your power. So basically, you're only as powerful as you think you are. And you're a healer. You chose the healer archetype. So you're very powerful, especially now. This is a field that the world needs right now. And you may not realize how much of an impact you have. When you fully own your power, your career will accelerate. This is charging appropriately. This is setting boundaries, speaking clearly. This is choosing aligned opportunities. And this is not shrinking to fit the norm. And when you sit in that power, everything will change for you. Coaching, therapy, wellness, entrepreneurship, corporate leadership. This is public speaking in healing places. This is online platforms, consulting. And your money will increase when you step into your calling, when you raise your standards, when you allow yourself to rise and you stop over-identifying with struggle. So, those are all the messages I have for you today. Pile 3, my healer archetypes. I wish you well. If this is your dream career, the world needs this right now more than ever. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Comment down below and let me know if you resonated with any of these messages. If the healer is an archetype that you definitely want to step into, I would love to chat with you. And take care of yourselves, take care of others, and I will see you all next time. Hello, Pile 4. If you chose the visionary archetype, then these messages are for you today. I went ahead and meditated over the cards, and then I shuffled and selected accordingly to the energy for you and your pile. So let's get into your tarot cards first. So the visionary someone who cannot stay in outdated systems. You are considered a disruptor. You're not meant to maintain. You are meant to initiate. So let's break this down a little bit. So the first card we have is the Tower, which is appropriate. And as I was shuffling, this card came flying out. And this is definitely disruptor energy. So it's kind of poetic in a way. Not kind of, it is poetic in a way. So this represents your overall visionary career energy. So this is radical change. And as a career archetype, you are here to break structures that just don't work anymore. You may experience sudden career shifts. Your path is not linear. You are often the catalyst for necessary change. And this could be change in your local environment, in your environment, or other environments. Visionaries often leave stable jobs very abruptly. They quit, they walk out, they're fired, they're laid off. They experience wake-up calls or multiple awakenings. They may feel restless in traditional environments. And they just trigger transformation in various workplaces. You know, you don't fit in easily because you see what needs to change, what needs to evolve. And the Tower energy is uncomfortable energy, but it clears space for your true alignment. Next, we have the Magician in reverse. Okay, so upright, the Magician is manifestation and mastery, but this is representing your natural skills. And reversed, it doesn't mean that you lack skill. You may doubt your power, or you may have used your talents in environments that underutilized you and didn't value you. So you, as a visionary, are multi-talented. You learn quickly. You can adapt and create from basically nothing. And you have strong communication or persuasive skills. But sometimes you second guess yourself. You may get scattered energy. You may underestimate your power to influence people. And sometimes you may play it small. And the visionary must reclaim their magic. And so you are far more capable than you allow yourself to believe. Next, we have the Seven of Pentacles. And this represents money and lifestyle potential. And this is long-term success. Visionaries are not overnight success stories, even if it may look that way on the outside. Your ideas still need cultivation. You still need patience when it comes to building wealth. You are strategic when it comes to investing, and they're investments that pay off. And financially, you may invest in something that's very unconventional. People may not understand why you're investing in it, but you understand that. You know it. You feel it. And you may build something innovative that takes time to grow because you're not meant for quick wins. And this card also says, you know, don't abandon your vision too early just because it may take more time, just because it calls your patience. You need to evaluate, you need to refine, but don't quit prematurely. And then finally, for the tarot cards, we have the Knight of Wands. And this represents the public versus private work. So the Knight of Wands moves fast. So you were meant to move. This is bold, charismatic, visible energy. You likely thrive in visible roles. You may inspire others through your passion. And you bring excitement into stagnant places and spaces. You may travel or move frequently for work. And this could look like entrepreneurial ventures, creative leadership, motivational speaking. If you're launching new initiatives, new companies, startup environments, this is innovation-driven industries. And you're not meant to sit still in cubicles forever. You are fire energy, hence the wand. What could be blocking you is internal inconsistency. Sometimes visionaries resist change, even though that's what you're built for. That's why you're here. You may stay too long in unstable situations. You may doubt your ability to rebuild, to restart something. You may fear starting over. Or you could jump into something impulsively, without grounding your energy first. And the visionary must balance. You have the Knight of Wands, which equals passion, with patience of the Seven of Pentacles. So impulsiveness and self-doubts could be your blocks, but it's definitely not lack of talent or lack of intelligence or anything like that. Okay, so now let's get into some oracle cards. So we have cutting ties. You may need to leave your current position and look for something better. Ending a job doesn't mean burning bridges. Go with grace. But I just want to point out that tarot is not the end-all be-all of your of the direction that you're taking in life. Tarot is just a guide. They give you options of possibilities that, different avenues that you can take, different paths that you can take. It's for entertainment purposes only. And I know, Pile 4, I don't have to tell you that because you're very, very smart. And that's why you chose the visionary archetype. But I just, it would be safe to just put that out there because I wouldn't want anybody quitting a job without having some sort of backup or plan in place, leaving you with no money. And unfortunately, we live in a world where we need money. So back to this, cutting ties. This actually confirms a little bit of the Tower because this is outgrowing a role, outgrowing a company or a job that you're in. This is outgrowing a version of yourself. For example, you stay in a job for security, but internally you're not liking it. It's not fulfilling. You wake up and kind of dread going in, but then all of a sudden there'll be like a major layoff and it'll force you to walk away. But in the moment that may feel uncertain, but it'll definitely open the doors to something that's far more aligned for you. So if you look at it like, cutting ties isn't like failure. It's just the universe realigning something for you that's better. And next we have in the flow. The universe is sending you help. Tap into your inner power and go deeper to create the purposeful life you really want to have. So this is beautiful energy because you're being divinely guided. Basically, that's what it's saying. You are being divinely guided. But you need to trust your intuition. You need to follow those inner nudges. And you need to stop forcing outcomes. And then things will align faster for you. Like, again, if you leave a job without a full plan, but then within weeks, someone reaches out to you with an opportunity that's way better and fits perfectly. And so flow will happen when you stop gripping control. And lastly, we have offerings. You will be offered a new position or investment opportunity. Think about it and research it carefully before accepting. Always read the fine print and always make sure that it's going to align with you and your future and your dream job, what you want. And this is a tangible opportunity. So after cutting ties, something arrives. So let's say you've been working on a side project that's quiet, quietly you're working on it. You don't really tell anybody, maybe a few people, but then suddenly someone sees it and they want to invest or they want to collaborate and help you. This could be you being invited to speak or to launch something new, even though you didn't really pursue it. It's not something that you originally sought after. So when you move courageously, like the Knight here, doors will open for you. And then finally, we have, as you rise higher, you take the world with you. I love this. So because there is no limit to the good thoughts you can think, good words you can speak, or acts of kindness you can perform, there is no limit to how high you can increase your frequency. Your positive frequency emanates out like the ripple from a stone thrown into water, touching our planet and every living thing on it. Everything is connected. Your success is not selfish. When you are breaking limiting systems, building something innovative and stepping into your power, you're creating an atmosphere, you're creating a place for others to do the same. Visionaries are path makers. You are elevating the world. You are lifting communities. Your bravery and your courage is inspiring action. And this archetype doesn't just win, they shift whole cultures. And so this pile does have strong entrepreneurial and innovative energy. And this could look like being a startup founder, creative entrepreneur, an industry disruptor, or a changer, as I like to say, consultant of some sort, a public figure. This is innovation strategist. You could be a brand builder. You could be a tech or media, expansion roles, and money will grow when you commit long-term, like the Seven of Pentacles here. When you stop doubting your abilities, like the Magician in reverse here, and you embrace all the change that's coming, like the Tower, and you can take bold action like the Knight. You cannot stay small. Pile 4, you are visionaries. You may experience dramatic career pivots, and that's okay. You have massive creative and manifesting ability, and you were meant to disrupt outdated systems. But you must trust your power, and you must trust your timing. And the only thing that will limit you is doubting your own magic, is doubting yourself. So those are all the messages I have for you today, my visionaries. Pile 4. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Comment down below and let me know if you resonated with any of these messages. And take care of yourselves, take care of others, and I will see you all next time.